mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words.
Hello, and as the title says, this is a review by me for Ring of Honor's latest pay-per-view, Undeniable. This is a night late, only because I stayed up after watching the pay-per-view talking with some of the other people from YouTube about the pay-per-view and was having fun, and so just didn't get a chance to do it last night like I would have liked to. Had to work today, so I'm doing it now. Okay. This, of course, the latest pay-per-view by Ring of Honor. Another good pay-per-view, I would say. Not as good as the others we have seen, but eventually they were not going to be able to keep up with that momentum, I would say. A dip, not a big dip, but a dip in quality. It's a very good pay-per-view. I wouldn't call this a great pay-per-view, but I would call this a very good pay-per-view. I did have a few problems with it, but not anything that was totally overly bad. And I do think there are things on the pay-per-view that they definitely can change and improve on. But they are continuing to improve on some things. I do think that there was some setbacks on this pay-per-view, but we'll get to that as we go. We started out with Prozac and Leonard welcoming everybody, kind of doing the old ECW bit where they were in the ring and they were welcoming everybody to the pay-per-view, which I like to see. I always liked that about Ring of Honor. I always thought that was a good way to start out everything. Then we got the video package of the Smashing Pumpkins highlighting the last show. The Age of the Fall came out. They talked about the fact that the Briscoes were not in it, which made sense, but I do have a kind of a gripe with it. The Briscoes would not be in the building for this pay-per-view because Ring of Honor was not allowing them to be at the building at the same time as Age of the Fall. And Age of the Fall came out, said they have to prove themselves against other tag teams before they'll be allowed to take on the Briscoes. So they took on the Vulture Squad. This was what you would expect, kind of. It was more of a spot fest, but it was a fun spot fest. This was another one of those matches where this is what an X Division match should look more like, and they, for whatever reason, don't look like this. Black and Jacobs looked very good, particularly Black. If you've never seen Black, this is a great match to just see why he's just really good in the ring. Just really good. And Jacobs kind of showing off, I wouldn't say a new style, but he's definitely more aggressive than he was before. And Lacey looking, hot as always. Very fun opener, which an opener definitely should be. Got the crowd into it, got them excited, got them going a bit, which was good. I give this match 3 stars and a good opener. So there we go. Next we had Sara Del Rey versus Daizee Haze. This wasn't so much of a freaking, this wasn't so much of a match as it was just kind of setting up the whole Claudio versus Sweet and Sour Incorporated. So they didn't really get, this really wasn't much of a match. I wouldn't call a match. I know Super Dave gave this a no rating, and I kind of agree. This is more to set up the match down the road. So it wasn't much, but this did lead in us to Bryan Danielson versus Chris Hero, which I like both of these guys, but for whatever reason they just didn't have it. I don't think for this match, in my opinion. I was kind of bored through. I shouldn't say bored, but I thought it was okay. The ending to this though was really good. Hero did his little flips and flops and all of his theatrics, which was pretty good, and Danielson had some great reactions to those. The end was just an amazing. The ending is just has to be seen. It really helped this match. It went about 10 minutes. Really good. The ending made this match in a lot of ways, and I definitely give this match 3 stars as well. So we're doing pretty good so far, I would say. Adam Pearce came out. He brought out Kevin Steen. They did this whole thing where Adam Pearce was doing kind of Hangmen 3 thing to Kevin Steen. May I make a suggestion to ROH? Do not let Adam Pearce wear that stupid robe. I was on Skype with a lot of the other guys, and we all said the same thing. He looked stupid in this stupid wannabe flare robe. It just didn't work. He needs to wear something else. And if he's going to do promos like this, they work much better, in my opinion, backstage, where he can be quiet, where he can have that soft demeanor about it. And I think it comes through a lot better. I think if he's out in the crowd, I think the crowd tries to get involved, and it takes away from the promo. I think this would have worked a lot better promo-wise if they had done this backstage, and then fought out into the crowd, fought out to the ring, and then said, okay, we're going to have a, a six-man match, which they did. It was Delirious and Kevin Steen and El Generico versus the Hangmen 3. This was fun. I made the comment while watching this on Skype. This seemed more like a sports entertainment match because guys were playing to the crowd a bit more. Of course, you had Steen, you had El Generico and Delirious, and they kind of play that up a bit. And the Hangmen 3 are probably probably the only legit heels, I would say, in Ring of Honor. The fans just don't like them. So it came across more like a sports event, which is good because this to me shows that they can go out there and they can do a sports entertainment type match. I'd give this 2.5 stars. I thought it was okay for what it was. It really didn't go long enough. It was only about 8 minutes long, but it was for what it was fun, and that was good. So there we go. Then they went in and we see a video package talking about Austin Aries and Roderick Strong and their feud, how they were tag teams. And we got, after that, the match of the night. Most of you probably ever heard this. This was a great match. They went out there and showed some different things, did some different things. Pretty much what you would expect. They all did kind of their moves. Strong did hit a couple of new variations on the backbreaker that were not backbreakers. Just some really great stuff, and again, another great great ending to this. I don't want to spoil the ending, but the ending to this is just really good. The ending spot just took this match, which was I think a very good match, and made it a great match. I definitely would give this 4.5 stars. I really liked this. I thought this was I was really just pumped watching this. And particularly since there was no titles on the line, they did a good job of explaining why they were grudging. And then while the match went on, you could tell they both just wanted to kick the crap out of each other, and it worked, and that was good, and it was wonderfully good. Then they went to a taped match, and this is where I have I hate when they do these. Well, I shouldn't say taped match. They did a match that was taped elsewhere. I hate it when they did this. They explained that it was because you couldn't have the Age of the Fall and the Briscoes in the same, venue at the same time, so they were going to still have a Ring of Honor, tag title match. When honestly, one of the Briscoes was hurt. That's why it was taped later. I would have much rather seen, I would have rather have seen the non-hurt Briscoe take on Necro Butcher and do it that way. This was still a good match. This was still a good, solid. I would give this 3 3/4 stars match. It was a lot of fun. It was Jay and Mark Briscoe versus Davey Richards and Rocky Romero. Went out there, did everything you would expect these guys to do. They were given about 20 minutes and definitely were able to show what they could do. So it was very, very cool to see. Lots of nice spots, as you would expect. Good back and forth action. There were even spots where you started to think that the No Remorse Corps might win. So which is pretty good because the Briscoes are just so madly over in Ring of Honor. It's not funny. Then we got the main event, Morishima versus Nigel McGuinness. And this is, I want to say this is their 3rd match. It might be their 4th match, though. And all of the other matches that I've seen since their first match going down, it always seems like the match quality goes down. It's kind of like they really good the first time and they don't, but it's more of they don't know how to add anything new. So it's kind of the same match over and over again. It's kind of how I felt about this. I did think it was good. I'd give it 3.5 stars. But there was some selling issues I had with this. I did think it was a good, hard-hitting match, but that's pretty much all I would say about it. As far as a review of it, as a score for this, I would definitely go 7.75. I wouldn't quite go an 8 because there were some issues I had with it. So that's all, and I'm out.